and then going for the rest of the fight still, even though you're playing the carry role in this one?
Okay, so usually there's like two builds that Night Stalkers plus one go. One is you just rush that Aghanims and then into blink BKB, and then your objective is still you want to hunt that Oracle. The other build is that you go Armlet into BKB. Oh, JT's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, almost died very early on into that lane.
Yeah.
Ooh. Eliminates
Would
there.
have killed him.
Yeah. Just a little bit to his left. They're doing damage to both Kaka and JT. They've got 3 heroes up top, while Night Stalker is by himself bottom. And Kaka, right into the face of FY.
One bolt, one more hit.
Looking for the shot. Fade Bolt just needs the right click. Thinking about committing under the tower. That's a little bit much.
And I took 4 towers for free.
Yeah.
Cuddle Blast in.
Ooh, GT. And now the Anchor Smash. Yang getting first blood on GT. They are corralled under their tower.
Now that's what they call pressure.
Yeah. So now the Gush. FY moving forward. Illuminate again. Icarus dive just enough to get away on this one. JT TP's back at the lane.
Go ahead.
Yep. Sprays out, and now the Illuminate again from RedPanda. That's a second kill. JT's trying to fight into this. He's just level 1. Now the Gush comes in. They've got the minus armor. The Quill spray is not going to be enough. Gang with another kill. 3 kills in this top lane for Elephant.
And that was his TP.
Yeah, and now you're making the long walk back.
Yeah, he completely overestimated his damage there with the Quill sprays. They have magic sticks on all heroes on Radiant, and this Bristol, the game is ruined already. Like, the first blood doesn't matter too much, but the second death is really what's gonna put you so far behind now. I mean, Night Stalker against Wraith King. Wraith King should just be free from coming here, because like he can't deal with skeletons, you know, like you don't really have too much Harris damage. The life leech or the life leech ability is just gonna be sustained pretty much throughout, unless this Coil can do a lot of work. He's quite rich already. He's gotten, I think, 1 kill, so he's gonna be up to level 3 real quick. Lots of doing from him.
And just throwing him forward.
Yep.
It's not the pre-horn medallion, but it is a good start for RedPanda on this Coddle.
Yeah. And Coddle is just a brutal +5 or 4 this game. Or this patch rather. Illuminate the buff heavily. A lot of Harris damage on this Night Stalker though. They have a healing salve, do they? They don't have a healing salve. No, they do. They do. Okay, nice.
Ooh, coming over for telekinesis. Now the Waning Rift to try and get some distance. Silence no longer. Emo in trouble. Pops the Fairy Fire, but there's the slight. Somnus with the kill on Emo. FY getting kills done in both the top and the mid lane now. And, you know, we saw FY on OD. We saw him on Bounty. But now he's on his most comfort signature hero on the Rubick. I expect things from him. And he's really, when he's on this hero, he really does change the game. And I just fanboy out, but like, you watch him play this hero and he gets things done. And it changes the feel.
Yeah, he can definitely make it work. He can definitely make the hero work, man.
Yeah. And there's a lot to steal in this game.
Yeah. I mean, your best steal is probably going to be the Puck Coil, but that is super hard to steal. All the Puck spells are pretty good except Phase Shift. The Wraith King stun is good. Phoenix Egg, well, you can never steal that, but that's good as well. Might be trouble here on Somnus.
Fortune's in, just needs one more shot with Purifying Flames. Your Orb will actually do it, so it's not the Oracle stealing a kill with Purifying Flames, but instead Emo getting some revenge.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake here from the Wraith King, itemizing into Boots of Speed rather than more sustain. Now he's actually low health. He's getting a healing salve, so he should be fine. But generally, you just want to itemize into Chainmail, and you just want to keep rifling those creeps to get your HP back up, which he chose not to do. A little bit more of an aggressive approach. We'll see if it will net him a kill or not. Night Stalker completely free farming. All lanes seem to be doing quite okay. Bristleback is, you know, 18 CS, not the best, but of course he died twice. Still on par with the Tidehunter though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad lane for Bristol at all. It's just, you know, this over-aggression.
That start was not what he wanted. But a start that I think he can recover from, especially if the lane doesn't have FY in it.
Definitely.
It's just a 1v1.
So ancient stacks even from his teammates, you know. He can just farm those really comfortably when he's level 7. Expecting to go Shroud this game. There's super much magic damage, not a lot of physical damage. Shroud into, you know, that Halberd. There's a ton of utility items you could possibly go for.
Yeah, I saw you pick that up in one of your most recent games on Bristle.
Yeah, Shroud on Bristol is just made for the hero, honestly.
Yeah.
20% lifesteal on all your cool sprays is just too good to pass up. Guys, now it's tough for this Wraith King. But Stalker has had complete free farm, and now it's nighttime. Now he's the boss of the map.
Does he leave the lane though?
He might have to adjust the lane with the Bristleback. The thing is, at the nighttime now, wow, he stole so many creeps there on FY. They take the entire stacks away from them.
That's big, because this Bristle's trying to recover a little bit after that start. So to steal that all away is a really good feeling for the side of Elephant. We're up 2K already. They've got level 6 ready to go on the Tide, so Ravage early on. The team fight available, and it's nighttime. So let's see if they want to make a move.
You know, Nightstalker's completely free farming, but it's the lowest net worth core on his team, which is like quite hard to think about. Like,
Tide's also free farming too, right?
Yeah, Ember also apparently is completely free farming. Like, I thought Nightstalker was on top of the net worth by far, but not even. All 3 cores doing very well, and all 3 cores on ID side as well.
And pushes out the Purifying Flames. Ollie with the kill onto Somnus. That's the second time that Ember has died.
Yep.
Okay, now Stalker's second.
No, that's a second. There's a lot of damage, man. Like, I've been, you know, experiencing a lot of the Purifying Flame plus Fortune combo. It's literally just 400 damage in your face right away. It's very hard to even calculate the damage, you know? Like when you're like, oh, can I die here, can I not?
They want to go for this Wraith. He's only level 4. With pressure in his face, you have yourself a Ravage.
And mana boots, yep.
Yeah. And now the Night Stalker. That's the big extra.
They will bully out this Wraith King. And if he gets caught,
they're gonna look for him, use that Dark Ascension. Not sure they're gonna catch him though. He's just a little bit too far away. This is push him away from the lane, which could allow them to put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower and maybe get it.
Yeah, a big cooldown expended for pretty much nothing. Unfortunate, but good reaction from flyfly there.
They get the tower though, and that's a consolation prize that is worth it.
It is worth it, and it's still gonna be nighttime regardless. The cooldown is gonna come. It's gonna come off cooldown just as it hits the 10-minute mark, so you're definitely gonna have a prolonged nighttime as well.
For
Rune fight.
Rune. Emo coming over. Arcane Rune picked up by Somnus. Both the heroes there ready to pick it up, but
fast fingers.
Somnus with the fast fingers.
Yeah.
So 2K ahead. Rubick's got a good amount of farm compared to the other supports on I. You can see that Kato is well ahead of the Oracle too. Yeah,
very comfortable lead right now. Like they're leading on every position. It's on IG to make some, you know, some plays on the map.
Remnant looking for Kaka, trying to Sunray and 2P, Slight Searing Chains. The combo connects, and the kill onto Kaka is there. Now IG, while all that's happening, are trying to take a tier 1 tower over bottom.
Yep.
FY will be the one who moves over to maybe deter them.
Yeah, so the problem is... yeah, just dipping into defend the tower. The problem is that both Bristol and Wraith King are not good at playing from behind. You know, so both of them catch up, which leaves a lot of pressure on the Phoenix and Puck to make a lot of plays around the map, which could be, you know, overwhelming even. Because like Radiant's doing too well right now. 3K ahead already at minute 9. It's a big lead for this point in the game. They stole another stack away from the Dire team on the Ember Spirit.
They're in this jungle, and it looks like IG are coming over. This may not be the right play to make. I don't have the vision up there to tell, but JT now getting chased. Kaka showing up. RedPanda is in. Blind Luck pushing Kaka nearby. Yang has the mana for that Ravage, but holds it.
Yeah, I'm faking it.
The Shroud, yeah, being built for the Bristol, so it's not getting the benefit of these stacks. Flyfly now in some trouble. Dark Ascension off cooldown. Side of Fist Searing Chains coming through. Flyfly on the run, and I believe he is holding that skill point. That puts it into the reincarnation, and now a second life. But let's see if they can get the second life. Illusory Orb over. Emo. Side of Fist Searing Chains comes down onto 2. Gonna jump behind them. Now.
Ping straight back bottom. Get some more farm going. It's a cooldown trade. Dark Ascension for reincarnation. I would probably favor, you know,
Radiant's
Elephant with this a little bit more, because now Wraith King is really scared on the map for about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
He's going for Midas. Looks like he's still going for the Midas and Wraith King. Very late Midas, minute 11. Usually we see it picked up at around minute 9. Quite a lot faster. And he will just have a lot of catching up to do. Same as the whole team, but he's doing very well. 4.6k net worth now. He recovered quite nicely on the Bristol as well as the Wraith King. Just farmed an ancient stack on the Bristol. Almost had a Shroud up. And the Bristol with that Shroud can really take over games. Like, if you just miscalculate one fight, can kill 2 or 3 heroes, and suddenly he's really far ahead of the pack.
So where's counterplay to this? Because we were talking about what heroes can have breaks. You know, if there's anything to pick up the break.
So the counterplay is really, I think you can still run them down, especially with this Ravage. But it's gonna be difficult because they don't really have a natural break builder.
Yeah.
He's rushing the Aghanim's on the Night Stalker, usual build, just because it gives you like the most scalability, AoE void. This Bristleback, if you get really fat, it's going to be a huge problem. Ember might be itemizing into a vessel, but you have Oracle to purge that.
I think FY was building to... He's got the urn.
Okay, so they're actually building 0 counters to this Bristleback, which could turn out to be a problem. Because they were 3k gold ahead, now they're only 1k gold ahead. And if they're playing from behind and the Radiant lineup, it's going to be a huge problem for them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They've given them a lot of space to farm on the dire side now. They didn't really make good use of the advantage they had.
Ooh, Waning Rift away.
Now you see Bristol already feeling very comfortable. He finished his Shroud minute 12, even though he had a terrible laning phase.
Like to go over a look for the Ember. Dream Coil down, Fortune's End, Leashed up, and Purifying Flames. Feels like more enough. Somnus dead, and IG starting to run down FY past the tier 1 tower. Oh, won't John Din Yang showing himself.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yep. Shroud being delivered. The problem that we spoke about, they just have no natural pressure on the map. Like, they were leading by 3k, but they can't really push any towers. They got
And
one
now the
top
game's
tower.
even.
Yeah, they should have, with like a quote lineup, you would have gotten the mid tower, maybe even the bot tower as well, you know, just like get all the map control. But with this lineup, you just can't. They just have strong fighters, but not strong tower pushers. And now this Bristol is a real problem. This Shroud, Oracle behind him, it's going to be incredibly difficult to control this guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Bristleback spammer, I would know. It's a dirty hero. It's a dirty hero.
Bristol coming in, trying to steal the stack of elephants.
Now you see how the tables have turned. Now Radiant is the one running away every time they see them. Haven't seen a single Ravage yet.
No, I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh.
But he's going for the Blink Dagger, maybe waiting for the reveal, but is Blink Ravage even enough? This Bristol feels like such a nuisance, especially with the Shroud.
Blink Ravage can win the team fight if you catch the backline.
Dire's top
But
tower is
yeah,
under
Bristol,
attack.
as you said, is going to be a huge problem. Like, if he just glues everybody, you know, even if you blink past him and Ravage behind, you only have the Ember that can follow up. You know, if you lose your Night
Radiant
Stalker.
structures
Oh, look at
are
Supernova laid down right on top of Eurus. They've got this kill onto this Night Stalker. They'll use the Ravage. Yang comes in with the Ravage. I'm not sure this is going to garner results. Ollie, he slowed up and got the recall in. He'll false promise himself. Chases on. He steals Purifying Flames, I believe. And now the look, it's the Sunray. It's on these Radiant heroes who are in some trouble. They finally get the kill into Ollie. Now the Dream Coil down. The reincarnation is popped.
Power Bristol
Through, and Bristol's just frontlining. Somnus ends up dead, and Yang might be next. Waning Rift, the bullet forward, illusory orb, look for the damage. Emo low, doesn't want to continue to chase, but you've also got JT to go after this. There's flyfly with the stun, and finally the finish. Yang ends up dead to JT, and IG are fighting behind a tier 2 tower just 14 minutes into the game.
Yeah, there was a very questionable Ravage. It hit literally only the Phoenix. Not sure why he thought like TPing into Ravage was the right play, but it hit only the Phoenix, which then turned around. I mean, IG then turned around because they knew there was no Ravage. They called the Ember, killed the Ember again, and this Ember has been shut down quite heavily. He was top of the network for a long time.
Yeah.
Now he's bottom 5, and he's playing against natural counters. You don't like to play against Puck. You don't like to play against Oracle. Like your Flame Guard's gonna get purged every fight. Your Searing Chains are gonna get purged every fight. And you obviously can't kill Wraith King. Now this is where the problems start for this Radiant team. How do they weather the storm?
Yeah, it's been a 4K shift since Elephant were up 3, and we're even at 6. You can see it kind of just take a dump towards the bottom of that graph.
Yeah.
And the experience too, it's very much in favor of IG.
Wait, does Elephant have a coach? RTK is coaching Elephant, right?
I don't believe so. He was gonna, and then there was problems after Psywire joined the team, and then he was gone after 24 hours.
So they don't have a coach right now?
Yeah, ROTK went over to coach Phoenix Gaming for a quick moment, but that was during Season 1 of Perfect World League, and I don't think he's coaching right now.
Okay, so I feel you can kind of see in their drafts, they're not very cohesive. Like all 3 of the drafts they had were not super cohesive. They were just kind of, you know, they're just picking heroes that are strong individually, but there's not a lot of combinations, a lot of synergy. And yeah, I mean, they should definitely be looking, you know, into getting one, because it's just a huge advantage to have a coach drafting for you. IG has it, super. My ex-teammate, he's a super smart guy, and he's drafting for them. And it shows. Like game 1, we spoke about it, they had a better draft. Game 2, they had a better draft. Game 3, they had a better draft. Of course, Elephant managed to win game 1, but that was just based on outplay. You can't expect to outplay every single game. You need that, you know, strategic edge as well.
Stalker has that. Ags going into the Blink Dagger next. Maelstrom picked up. See if that's enough for the Ember.
Yep,
and Pipe for the
is
top being built. And they're going to smoke again.
Yep. Got Ravage up and Blink. This is go time. Like they need to make something happen now, because this Wraith King is getting huge.
Dyer's middle
Not only
tower
that,
is
you know,
under
we've
attack.
been talking about how the Bristle's the problem, but Wraith King's getting big. They're going to Remnant over. They've got the Gush. They'll get the kill on the Kaka.
Perfect.
And
can't
that
fight
will
without
get the
Phoenix.
tier 1.
Dyer's middle tower has
Okay,
fallen.
good. This is the only way they get towers, you know? Like they really dive, they kill the guy, all 5 heroes there for the tower.
Yeah.
Done, or almost Radiance completed. 1k more gold, and that's gonna be a huge problem for this Radiant lineup. If he just runs in there with the Radiance, he's gonna disrupt all the Blink Daggers, he's gonna deal all that mischance. You know, the supports can't run past the Bristol and the Wraith King. They have a huge front line to protect the Oracle. It's very scary to go up against that, to be honest. You just need to get the right initiation, and you need to cut in the back like right away with both the Ember as well as the Tide and the Network. They have the capability to do so, but it's not easy.
Trying to figure if any of these heroes are going to build break at all for this Bristle.
I think the only one that can do it is Night Stalker after his
Blink Dagger.
Blink BKB. You know, you build the Silver Edge, but even then, it's not an item
Seems so
you
far away.
want to go, you know? You'd rather have that Abyssal Blade against the Puck. It just... They have no natural Bristleback counter builders. And they have an Oracle as well, as I said, so even building the Vessel is very... It's practically useless, because he has 2 purges on a 6-second cooldown. Yeah.
I believe FY finished the Spirit Vessel there. And
He did.
Eurus, I think, not going to buy the Blink. He's just going to go for the BKB.
They don't need it. Just run past the Puck coil. Good pickup. He will go back to the Blink after the BKB, I believe. Just to cut the backline together with the Tidehunter.
Another smoke from Elephant.
On nighttime, 1 minute.
Radiant
Ascension
are
up.
scanning.
Ravage up. And
It's
they
gonna spot
avoided the They avoided the Bristol,
Radiant's bottom tower is
You
under
want to
attack.
kill that, yeah.
Dyer's courier has been
Get the courier, they look over the Bristle, and now can they get the kill? They'll use the Dark Ascension, looking towards the back lines, making sure that Oracle's not there. They've got the telekinesis as well as the Spirit Vessel. Now the Silence, the Ravage comes in. That's going to stop the Oracle from saving this Bristleback. They get the kill on the Olive. They look over at JT. Icarus dive over. They'll find the Bristle, and now can they stay alive and still win this fight? They've got the Juco down on top of the Tidehunter as well as the Night Stalker, who's in some trouble with the Sunray standing right on top of him. They get the kill here as they look over at Yang. Flyfly moves forward with a couple more right clicks to help from this puck. They'll get the kill on the Yang. They've taken out 2. It's in return for the JT as well as the Oracle. The Remnant over, trying to get the kill on the puck. Goes into the phase shift. There's the Illuminate. F5 ends up dropping. Somnus alive here. Remnant back forward. Phase shift to avoid it. Now they've got the stun. Somnus, Side of Fist, Searing Chains, locks up the Wraith King. It looks like Emo may still want to go. Can find this Ember. That could be really bad for the side of Elephant, who started that fight out with 2 kills and then 5v3. Start losing numbers.
So you blow your entire load to kill the Bristleback, end up killing him. How do you deal with the Wraith King after that? He's just running in, You can pretty much 1v3 at that point. Phoenix X completely counters the carry Night Stalker potential because obviously it overrides the fight time. It's not gonna get easy from here on out. Now they're going to the Ocean with the Bristleback goo. Very easy, of course. And there's no way Raiden can fight it. There's no Nightmare, there's no Rabbit.
Yeah.
And with this Aegis on the... I don't know if you give the Kaka Bristol. I would probably give it to Bristol, so you can frontline better. Just preventing problems.
IG, and they do in fact get to the Bristleback.
Sharp. No TP. Just TP top.
Right.
Now you got coiled.
Yeah, right on top of him. Just so much damage. They've got the silence. Eurus trying to survive here on the run from the puck. Emo, fortune then from quite the distance. Now the Waning Rift as well as the Illusory Orb. Emo gets the kill on Eurus. That's 10-9 in favor of IG with 5k lead going their way. You look at how much farm this Wraith King's been able to acquire. Well ahead of the Night Stalker. Well, really well ahead of all three cores on the side of Elephant. They're clumped up together and about the same net worth, which would be nice if they were all at the top. They're in the middle of the pack.
Time where Carlo was ahead of Oracle and Rubick was ahead of Phoenix and all the cores were ahead of the others. Completely shifted around. All the lead on IG side now. And as we spoke about it before, their lineup is a lot stronger in team fighting. And you don't have a split push lineup because you can't threaten towers, you can't threaten buildings. All you can do, wait for your BKBs and head on fight them. Rubick is even TPing out, which basically signals they wanna... do they want to defend bottom? It's gonna be very hard to defend bottom.
It's hard. You're fighting into an 8, really fighting into a 2-second line. So
Somnus got picked off by the coil again. It's such a tough matchup. Ember against Puck. As soon as you get coiled, it's dead. Every time until you get your BKB. Alright, bot tower goes down regardless.
IG up 8,000 net worth. This would be a massive upset over Elephant.
That would be. I am frankly quite disappointed at how they're drafting, because the skill is not the issue they have. It's just the drafting is putting them at the back for every game. Lowe's also playing the Bristol as well. The Vessel, now there's 3 purges against that Vessel, so it's basically 2,000 gold down the drain. Put up in the Blink Dagger instead. Itemizing into the heart right after. Very interesting. But you can tell, like, the mentality. You know Radiant has no damage. Build survivability items on all heroes, and you will win. How do you kill Bristol and Wraith King twice? Ooh. Nope. Very close.
Nope. Oh. If he had it, maybe drops it blind. Starting Greaves being built by Tidehunter, trying to get that sustainability to kick through the Kano and a 4-staff for the Rubick.
Yeah. They're just waiting for the BKBs now on both the Night Stalker and Ember Spirit.
Yeah, and they have the BKB on the Night Stalker, I believe, and then the Ember working on that recipe.
Yeah. Thing is, the longer you have to wait for that, the stronger they get.
There's the silver.
Radiant's middle
if they
tower
can
is
get
under
to that
attack.
point.
If they can get to that point.
Because this feels teetering on the edge of over.
The problem is also, now you don't have the blink to actually go on the Oracle, you know? Now it's only Tidehunter that can do that.
Yeah. It worked out when they got the Bristleback. Like, that was, you know, a good communication there. Blink in between both Bristol as well as the Oracle. They get the Ravage again. Dream Coil on Somnus.
Radiant's top tower
For just a second longer. Yules into the air. Flyfly is here. They've got the Waning Rift. He's silenced up. He's on the run, going through the trees, getting out of the vision. There's the Sleight of Fist as well as the Remnant gets some distance. Emo's going to continue to chase another Remnant now onto the high ground. Goes across the river. And Sleight of Fist string chains. And that will allow Somnus to get out.
Yeah,
Takes a lot, but he does get away.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he would have died if they didn't have the recall. They managed to cancel the recall in one way or another, but yeah, still. Waiting for his BKB, you know? They can't fight without it. He still needs another, what, 200? Still needs one more wave, or one more B-cam. And then it's go time for Radiant. They really have to go now. Clock is ticking.
Yeah. It really is. And you know, you tell Dire just, they want to go.
But at the same time, they also see Dire is not over-forcing anything, because they know their game is much better.
That should be KB on the way there for the Ember. The 4-step finish for fly there. So they've gotten their BKBs ready to go. Flame Guard DPS. Oh, if you can dispel the Flame Guard, why go with the Flame Guard DPS?
Because of the BKB.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a ton of damage while you have the BKB on. A lot of burn damage.
Radiant's
I
middle
believe it's
tower is under attack.
110 damage per second, which is quite significant. I only ever go for the talent if you have the BKB, because otherwise, as you said, quite useless.
Yeah. Man, he's going Radiance neck.
All for burn damage. I mean, I can just see that they're itemizing, or they're trying to itemize purely for damage, but it's tough.
Yeah.
It's going for Axe on the point. I love that. They recognize the only way
Radiant
to lose that fight is to run into the BKBs. How we counter that? You just coil them. Easy. Stalker and both Ember and Stalker, they hate being coiled.
Goes off the Silver Edge, now going into the Blink Dagger. They'll use the Dark Ascent, anchors that away from Kaka, stun. On to Eurus, JT's coming over, the Sunray just burns through this Night Stalker. Now the Gush is used, they'll use the Super, they're gonna try and run the pop, the 38 Reeves, anchor smash, Dream Core comes in, stab away, that's a long time to last. Blinding Light pushing back JT as well as flyfly, but on the other side of the fight, they found themselves, at least the Oracle. Can they get the kill? He's got the Lotus Orb on him, and now the silence, but is it enough damage? Out of it! Yes, it is. Oh, he ends up dropping. Here's the Ravage following it up. They go up to the beach. You don't have to sprint over. They get the kill to Kaka. They will go for flyfly, who's just got a little bit more health. JP facing. Nobody's on the side of Elephant just yet. They've got themselves the crippling fear to try and run away from this one. They'll leave Yang, and it looks like they're going to leave Yang to die on this. He's already used his Ravage, and he'll be the scapegoat for them to get out. But I do really want to let them get out the telekinesis as well as the stuff. The crippling fear on the breathing. They're going to go for flyfly. They'll pop the first life. JT running through. He's still crippling fear. The side is doing enough to keep alive the Nutsucker as well as the Coddle. They turn this around. They've got themselves the Void as well as the Stolen Wraith Fire Blast on the FY. Searing Chain. They've got the Song, but they have the damage. Flyfly looking to come back into the fight. There's the Illuminate as JT is facing the side of Elephant. Continue to move forward, but it doesn't look like Elephant want to fight much longer. They don't really have a lot of magic work with the 4-step away from RedPanda trying to be out. He's successful in his escape, but now Somnus here with the Fortune's End, but nobody around from IG to capitalize just yet. JT coming forward, and now Kaka's here. Wraith the other way. They've got Bulls on the FY. Catch him just as TP is going to allow him to get out. He gets spirits, so that's not going to help him leave, and instead, JT will kill off the Rubick. 10k lead now for IG in a fight that looked like Elephant had done enough to extend the game.
Very intense team fight, but that was on the back of a very botched coil and very bad supernova. Both spells were heavily misplayed, and they still come out, well, not ahead, but I would say it's almost an even trade. But yeah, like, as I said, they really need to watch how they use that coil. It's like the biggest stun they have, you know, especially soon when he finishes this axe. He needs to hit good targets. He needs to hit either the Ember or the Night Stalker. You cannot coil the Tidehunter, because there's nothing. You know, he can just run out, he instantly gets purged off, and he does a Ravage. You didn't kill him. So you have to be really careful how you use that coil, because it's your main tool of initiation. But I'm sure, you know, it was just like a little misplay. Still 10k ahead. Bristleback has a basher now. Also recognizing the only way they kill us is through BKB. So build the Bristol. BKB won't be a problem any longer.
JT the raid boss in that fight. Going for the full Abyssal, almost there. Radiance being built, and actually a good amount of gold on Ember. I wonder, yeah, that fight still puts IG at 10k ahead. Elephant are still buying some time. Next item's gonna change the tide at all?
I'm not quite sure why he's going for the Radiance, if I'm quite honest. Like, if you want damage, there's better items you can go for. Yeah. I'm not too sure how much difference the next items will make. The Blink Dagger or Night Stalker will be very impactful, because you can jump on the Oracle. But other than that, you know, he's going back to the Silver Edge. Yeah. Much better choice. He doesn't have the freedom right now to go for Blink Dagger. They need the Silver Edge. If they have that, they can actually blow up the Bristleback.
And the Oracle needs that 4-step. You can see he was under the crippling fear the entire duration. Just a minuscule amount of time needed to get that false promise off and maybe save himself. Unable to do so as he's got no way out with that shroud of the crippling fear.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is still IG's game that they're in the driver's seat for, putting some pressure on in the into the Radiant Triangle.
the biggest problem for the Oracle is that no matter what they do, if the Bristol is in the front line, Oracle is in the back line, Tide will always be the cutoff point, you know? He'll blink in the middle, he'll grab both, and there's just no play for Oracle really. Like, he can't save the Bristol if they don't want him to save the Bristol, you know? Like, they can definitely cut in between them.
Fly going into Bizzle as well.
Rich boy.
Top of the net worth, has that AC, Radiance, Phase Boot, and B 2300 gold saved up.
Bounty.
Also going for that Bristol, Axe, Puck, also on line. Getting all the Puck, getting all the BKB counters, you know, that they need, and this is the only problem they have. If you deal with BKB, you deal with the problem you have. Very good. They're probably just gonna wait for the next Roshan, honestly. Force them to fight at Roshan, and then whoever wins that Roshan, if IG wins it, the game is pretty much over. If Elephant wins it, they have a shot at coming back.
There is Ravage.
Dying fast, they have to go now.
Going down very quickly, down to half health. It doesn't look like Elephant are making the move over.
Yep, too slow. Aegis onto
Bristle again.
Yep. Almost has. They just smoked up. If they catch someone with a coin other than the top, don't on it.
Bang. Blinks.
Very short blink.
Yeah.
Oh, he stole the.
Ooh, look at where GT is. He's coming around the back.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever. You can't kill him.
This is aggression from IG. They don't want to allow the time that Elephant had with the previous Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They're probably just going to be looking to go high ground here. If not high ground, just tan them in the base, get a bigger lead, get a bigger lead, get a bigger lead, and eventually just too strong for the Radiant team to handle. Cause going high ground against Cuddle, Rubick is still very difficult. It's not an easy thing. The Illuminate spam, that Fate Bolt spam. Might as well just wait for all the Abyssals coming
Radiant
on, and you know,
scanning.
you still have that Aegis for another 4 minutes. No rush.
Home for the Phoenix, Abyss finish.
Yep. I would love to see an Aeon disc on the puck, simply so he can't get blown up and he always gets the coil out. It's like he's still very fragile, you know. When the Nightstar gets on top of him, even if he uses himself, the AoE sounds will always be there. Coil under him.
Coil onto Kaka.
Just a quick speed.
Trying to get away from it, and no chance.
Yep.
GT, easy kill. Coil down, but a kill nonetheless. This time on the Keeper of the Light over Panda.
Yep, the cooldown is very low. Just 1 minute, because he has the quickening charm. Yeah, I mean that's how you contain the enemy, you know. Like you want to kind of walk out. That's just how you build your lead. Because again, like real late game is going to be very tough for Radiant. But of course, if we get to minute 60, you know, anything can happen. There's going to be so much damage potential from all of those heroes. Ivy doesn't want to like this.
His name's like here.
Radiant's
Quite far. Throwing it into the orbs.
Oh, they're just spitting at each other now.
Yeah.
It's a spit battle.
And his career goes down. That was good to have his cover. Like, use the Abyssal Wave to go after FY that got themselves the Ring Fire Blast. But save for a moment. Slide Fist Searing Chain, thinking about going into the Ravage. Be careful, that would be blowing everything on just this Wraith King. Take the reincarnation, and now do they turn around and go for it? Throw out the Gush, they got the Wind Rip onto his Rubick Puck. He's so deep, and his silence killed and gone. Emo, he's dead, and now this is a moment where Elephant, if they really want to, they're going in without the puck being available on IG, and he doesn't have buyback. Got the sentry down. Bristle's going to show that. Going after this Night Stalker who's in the Shadow Blade. He's got the Abyssal ready to go once again. You need to be careful about how far you chase for this. Despite the fact that they don't have the puck, it's not an easy kill to get.
Double damage on Rage King. Yeah, the puck just went to kill the Rubick. He did manage to kill the Rubick. The Rubick brought back, but of course it's not worth it, the trick at all. I'd much rather see with long damage.
Telekinesis. And then back, Slide of Fist, Searing Chains. Still going, still with that Aegis. Now the Sunray. JT is fine.
Radiant's bottom tower
the back
is under attack.
He has to be a little bit careful of the Rage King. He got caught off position, died really fast, but they couldn't follow up for the kill.
This is now 27 seconds without the puck. They got the root out on the Rage King, but you see Ollie in the backline is not really bothered by any of this. So he's going to continue to keep his cores alive. You've got JT finally getting a little bit low, but there's Ollie once again. The Lotus Orb is on to flyfly, so Searing Chains coming through. Now JT just in the front line this. Shadow Blade used to avoid out. Silver, they've got himself a break on the Bristleback. Now the crippling spear. They're trying to take the first life on this Wraith once again. But again, Ollie is there to just sustain the entire fight. Flyfly still getting low, still surviving. That's alive once again. Illuminate not doing enough, but they pull the first life out of the hands of JT. They have not broken the high ground yet, but Emo is back into this one. He does have Dream Coil, and there it is, down onto 3. Here's the BKB coming in from this Ember. Supernova in a decent spot with the crippling fear, but the bash is coming through on the Night Stalker. Eurus is trying to run, he ends up dead. He doesn't have buyback, he's dead for 74 seconds without it. Frontlining still, Flyfly, JT, there's the official famous for the Ravage, but there's Raining Rift. Now the Ravage comes in, FY is dead. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Flyfly's doing about a minuscule amount of health, and they're not getting anything out of it. Finally, the reincarnation is gone. They take out the first life, but now they have nothing for the second life.
Here we saw a prime example of why Kaka Coil is so strong. Both the Night Stalker and the Ember in it, they both used their BKB, but they couldn't fight. And but they stuck there with the Wraith and a Bristleback.
No Ravage to use. Lotus Orb, JT just standing forward. Fly will work on this tier 3 with the help of the Bristleback and the Sunray right on top of them. We have the Smith on Somnus. He tries to slight, needs to get out. The Waning Grip silences him up.
Radiant's middle tower is
Between the tier 4 towers, they're losing these tier 3s. They're losing the base, and the hold is just getting very difficult for them. The Anchor Smash, the reincarnation is back up. So it's not going to be the final life for this Wraith King. Remnants back and forth. Emo's going in. It's a 22,000 net worth for the side of IG as they've got themselves 10 features as a rent. As Yang will move forward, but doesn't have Ravage for another 86 seconds. Hotline Flyfly, right click coming in as well as Waning Rift. It's going to push Yang back. Illusory Orb over back towards the side of IG. Emo very hard to catch, but here comes Eurus. They'll smoke up, try to get away. They look over at Ollie, focusing his Oracle is the way to go about it. They've got the crippling fear, but there's the Lotus Orb, so that's going to him and Melody as they continue to chase after this Oracle is finally taken out. Now maybe the focus can come through on these swords, but they end up losing RedPanda. The Kato's gone after the fight. He dies back immediately. There's the something used on to Eurus as they continue to chase Yang. He gets some distance. They've got the break on to Bristleback. But the Lotus Orb has been so helpful in this fight. Telekinesis is through. They've got a Yule to keep the Phoenix alive. Right now, they're going to kill the Kaka. They move over the rest. The Waning Ribbon as well as the Silence. Now, FY is gone. Flyfly gets the kill. Yang still frontlining for New Elephant. It doesn't feel like enough. The Blinding Light pushes back both Flyfly as well as JT. The two chase. They found themselves on top of Eurus. They hit the Tattoos. They've got the crippling fear. And then it goes down once again. They're still trying to get the kill on the Flyfly, but he is killed off. The right clicks come in. Eurus and Yang are gone. They both don't have buyback. It's dominating for JT. A double kill now coming through for the Wraith King as they will call GG IG with a huge upset over Elephant, who have been known as the super team. They have gone down to this IG lineup that has been doubted constantly.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say other than well done to IG?
Yeah.
You know, well played. Honestly, I feel